Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSG 81 and today we'll take a look at this Marvel 80 years anniversary, the Marvel Legends series for the classic Iron Man. Okay, so for this Marvel Legend series, which they released three characters, which is Iron Man, Thor, and also Captain America. Actually, I find them looking very good together, and especially Thor is also looking very good. This particular Iron Man actually appeals to me because it is the Alex Ross version of the Iron Man, which I find it very nice, and also this is the very classic Iron Man suit as well. So I got my interest on it for quite some time already, but it's just that I have been struggling whether I should get it or not, as most of you know that my Iron Mans are all from the s.h.figuarts line. So if I just get one Marvel Legend, then it will look very weird. This is also why I've been so reluctant to get any Iron Man from the Marvel Legend. But anyway, I think this is pretty special, and I've been seeing a lot of beautiful pictures that you guys collectors actually takes of him. So I just cannot resist anymore, so I get myself one and do a review for you guys. Okay, so as for the box, it looks very similar to the one which I get for the Colossus and Juggernauts 2 set. You can look at the reviews here. So I like the box design very much, and it looks very classic. How do I put it? It just suits the terms 80 years anniversary very much. So I just like the very simple yet very how do I put it? It just appeals to me. I mean, it appeals to collectors who don't want to take their figures out. They just want to hang it on the wall. You can see they even provide the hanging to the wall. It just look very nice, like it's like a comic book kind of feels that you just hang it. Even though you don't take it out, it looks very nice. So very well done. And at the side we can see the Alex Ross the comic drawing of it, very nice. And it's the same one on this side. And from here, I actually like this picture a lot. You can see it's very chrome kind of Iron Man. It looks very good, and there's some history of Tony Stark, which I think every one of you should have known by now. So let's crack this open. Okay, so this is the figure right out of the box, and let's take a closer look. And as you can see, the paint job actually was done pretty well. And as with any Marvel Legend figures, when you buying them, you really have to check properly with maybe if possible with a few other boxes, because even for mine, when I was buying it, I can see there are some that have a bit of paint scrubs here and there and some with the Tony Stark head. The eyes are actually not painted properly, like have some crazy eye, like the left eye is looking left and the right eye is looking right, those kind of things. So you really have to just check properly on each of the boxes until you find a perfect one. So this is the one that I found, which seems to have less flaws. But so let's take a closer look. It's looking very good, and just now I did notice that there are some roundish things here that maybe you can see under the lighting. I'm not sure, is it the same as all the rest? You can see there are some round like some, I don't know how to put it, it's like some maybe it's the paint, the mold that comes with this head. You can see there's some roundish thing, even though it's not very obvious. Okay, and as for the paint, I think it was painted quite nice. You can see when the light shines off from the body, it's like very metallic feels. It's looking very good. And yep, I found some defects here. You can see the paint was drying off and drip down. Okay, yep, so these are the few things that it happens with Marvel Legends. Yep, even here you can see there are some paints that is like it haven't dried and then it just dripped down. So this one I think is just mine. I don't think it happens to every piece of it, but I mean I already have this kind of expectation on Marvel Legend. I mean if this happens on s.h.figuarts then it's not acceptable, but for Marvel Legend I think it's still okay. Yep, still looking very good, don't get me wrong. And so let's get to the articulations. Okay, so for the articulation, he can pretty much turn 360 degree, looking pretty much up and looking pretty much down. This he needs to look up for the flight pose. Okay, and of course his hand, there's an arm swivels, and he can actually pretty much go 360 degrees. And there's a double joint. I think there's a it's a double joint elbow. Okay. And there's also a nope, there's no swivel here, only right here. And the hands it can be moved of course because they are interchangeable hand, but there is no joint here. I just noticed just now. Okay, for this hand, the fist hand, there is a joint that can move. You can see the joints there. But for this hand, I think it doesn't have. Yeah, I saw it just now. This is purely sculpted to be this way. You can't push down or push up. Okay, it's always like this. Okay, and as for the torso, of course they can bend pretty much down and there's no hole, which is very good. And even for this pose, for the flying pose, it's really looking very nice. Okay, and there's a you can turn on the waist. Okay, for the leg there are swivel here of course, and he can move up. You can split pretty much like this. That's the max, and this piece here is actually moving around. Is not recommended to actually move around so much because I can see that there's only a tiny joint that connects to the waist area, so it might just break off if you always do something like this. Yeah, but anyway, Iron Man doesn't do this, right? Okay, and there's a double joint knee, and I noticed there's a you can swivel at the boots area as well. Okay, and for the legs is the standard Marvel Legend ones, and I already starts to feel it's very loose. It's not a good sign. This is still okay, but this is already very loose. Okay, so yep, it's pretty standard for Marvel Legend. The joints tends to get loosen up pretty fast, so let's hope this can actually stay for quite some time. So let's take a look at the accessories. Okay, so these are all the accessories that it comes with. Let's take a look at the hands first. Of course, it comes with a pair of fist hands, okay, left and right, and they come with a pair of effect blasting hand or flying pose hands. So you can see there's a hole there to plug in the effects, and there are two effect parts here, which is I believe is for the hands. It's very soft as compared to the s.h.figuarts one, which is hard plastic. This is actually soft plastic, so you don't have to worry if you drop stem on the floor. And for these two, I'm still wondering what is it for. Because I've seen some review, some people say it's for you to put something like this, so it looks like a more powerful blast, or it can be used, I believe, on the leg, something like he's trying to fly, maybe something like this, probably. So I guess maybe Marvel Legend just designed this, and it can be meant for anything that you imagine it to be you can do it something like this, or this can even be for the legs. Yeah, so it's really up to how you want to pose it. Okay, and of course, how can we miss the heads? So at the beginning I can't really differentiate between these two heads, but now I can really see the difference. And actually, if you do notice, I'm not sure whether it shows on the camera, for this head there's nothing inside the mouth, but for this one you can see there are some lines there. It doesn't really shows on the camera, but you can roughly see there are some lines inside the mouth area, and from here you can see the difference, the sculpted differences. I think this one is more to the Alex Ross one, because I saw from the box it looks something like that. Okay, there's a line here, same like this one. Okay, so to change the head, it's very simple. You just pull it out, which is very tight. Okay, and then just plug it in. Okay, yep, so it looks like this. I think this looks even more cooler, like it has the classic look. And for the Tony Stark Armas head, yep, so you can see that this one looks pretty good. There's one box that the eye practically look to different direction. Looks very funny to me. I should have taken a picture of it. Yep, so let's try to put it on. Which is, wow, okay. Yep, so it's looking very good with the heads, even for the Armas head. You can see that. One thing I do hope is they actually paint this into like a blue, so it looks like it's glowing. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's still a Marvel Legend, so we can't ask for more. Okay. Yep, so it's looking very good. Okay, so let's proceed to the size comparisons. Okay, so for the size comparison, of course, I will compare him with the s.h.figuarts Mark 85, which is also based on the, the design is based on the classic Iron Man, so you can pretty much see their resemblance. It's like one is the comic and one is the movie adaptations of the comic versions. So they looks pretty good together, and of course we already know that their scale will not be the same. Marvel Legend is always slightly bigger than the s.h.figuarts one. So next I'll compare him with the Marvel Legend Captain America, which is the Walmart exclusive ones, and it feels that the Iron Man is also still bigger than the this Marvel Legend as well. So I believe it is meant to actually match with the one that comes together on the same series, the classic version of Captain America as well as the Thor. But this one, yeah, it doesn't really match because one is from the MCU and one is from the more of the comics versions. Right up next, I'll compare him with the s.h.figuarts Thanos from the Infinity War, and even though Thanos is still taller than him, but I think he's still looking pretty much big as compared to these Mad Titans. Right up next, I will compare him with the Marvel Legend Homecoming Spider-Man, and this time I feel that they actually scale pretty well. And lastly, I'll just compare him with the Mezco Thor from Ragnarok, and I think he's supposed to look much smaller than Thor, but he's actually about the same height, which is not really in the correct scale. Okay, so next we will do a quick head swapping, as you guys love it a lot. So because before this I don't have any Marvel Legend Iron Man, so I believe you guys have been asking me to do some head swapping for the maniples head on the Marvel Legends Iron Man, but I don't have it last time. Now I can do the head swapping. Okay, so I have it here. is the manipule head of Tony Stark for Mark 50. So let's before we do that, let's take a look at the comparison with the one that comes with it. So we can see the Marvel Legend head is actually slightly bigger. So let's see how it fits, which I believe I strongly believe it shouldn't fit. Okay, it can't go in because of the rubber inside, so I need to take it out first. Okay, so now you have a big hole inside, and let's see. Okay, yep, so as expected, it looks very weird because it's very much smaller, but in a way, if you put it, no, still doesn't look right. So yep, it doesn't work, guys. As we have already predicted, it shouldn't work because we all know that Marvel Legend is slightly bigger in scale compared to s.h.figuarts. So this head is actually meant for s.h.figuarts, so it's not supposed to scale very well. Okay, but if you put it up close, he just looks pretty okay from certain angle. Yeah, because this is an armor after all, so it should be looking pretty big. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. Okay, so my final verdict for this Iron Man, I can say he's pretty good looking in terms of the overall, although mine does have some paint defects here, you can call it a defect, but to me I think it's still acceptable. It's not like a game stopper. Yeah, it looks okay though. Yeah, so I really like it. Of course, not as much as the s.h.figuarts one. I still prefer that, even though that is quite badly done if you watch my review here. But this one is, if you want to have a Alex Ross kind of Iron Man at an affordable price, because there is one that was created by Mesco, if I'm not wrong. It's also the same classic Iron Man. You can see here right now, I post a picture. So that one is from Mesco. Of course, you would have expected it actually costs maybe 2 to 3 times of this price, because it does have a lot more gimmick to play with, like it has a light up chest, if I'm not wrong, and then there's also a blast that you can put on the chest and so on and so forth. But this is just a simple one. And don't get me wrong, I do think the head sculpt of him actually look much nicer than the one from the Mayfax. Oh, sorry, the Mesco one, sorry. Yeah, so he actually looks very much better. So this is more like the, if you can't afford the Mesco, this is your next best one. So I'm giving him a 8.5 out of 10. Yep. So he's looking very good. He does come with quite a number of accessories, and also the 2 helmet. Even though they can just give 1, but they actually give 2, which is looking very good as well. The paint is, yep, like I say, mine have a slight defect, but I believe overall it still looks very good. As you can see, when the lights are reflected off it, it looks very awesome. Okay, so for me, I will still recommend it if you want to have a classic Iron Man in your collection. Yep, you should still go for it. This is looking very good. It's not expensive. Yeah, but if you can afford more, you can go for the one from Mesco. But I think this can do pretty well in your collections. Okay, so I hope you like this review. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Leave me a comment if you have anything that you want to know about this Iron Man, and also subscribe to my channel if you like what you're seeing so far. And until then, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.